Okay, so my name is Leon. I'm 19 years old and I am from Bulgaria. But at the age of 5, I moved out to Belgium. And that's basically who I am in a very short, brief way.
Amazing. What was your life like before you joined Adonis School?
How far should I go?
Go as far as you want.
So, just before I joined the Adonis School, I was going through a breakup. I worked as a cleaner in a hotel. I used to clean rooms, make beds for people, clean their toilets. So the next guest, when they showed up, they had like a clean room, of course. And I remember walking through the hallways of the hotel and just distracting myself with music or like just random stuff in my earphones. So I was like, oh, wait, I'm actually, it's not that bad. It's like, it's just a job, I'm actually very happy. Just distracting myself with things that I did. And very lonely. I had no one to talk to about the breakup. Very lonely about like just a very sad life, if I'm being very honest. I didn't really like the job. Like I said, I was going through a breakup. It was my first breakup ever. So honestly, like that was the probably the hardest part as well.
Yeah.
And just very depressing, yes. And then I mean, before that whole story, actually, like a whole year ago, it all started for me when I graduated high school around basically last year, September. I graduated high school and I just knew that I didn't want to study, but I had expectations. My parents told me, yeah, you have to study, Leon, because like my parents are immigrants. They came from Bulgaria to Belgium, a first world country. They expect me to study. And yeah, I basically had to study or I had to do something else that made me at least like that. That's something my dad always told me. If you're not making 3K a month, it's not worth it. Then you need to study. So I
Yeah.
had like this pressure on me, like, okay, I have to make a lot of money and how and or study, but I don't want to study. What am I gonna do? And then maybe you know this, but Hamza is a Discord surfer. Uh, just his Hamza's called Discord surfer. But I joined this at that time, and I met a couple guys. And now, very long story short, I basically moved out with three guys that I
Wow.
knew because of the Discord to France. So I lived in Belgium, moved out to France. I've never met these people before in
Yeah.
my entire life. First time meeting up, immediately moved out with them in a small apartment in a city named Brest. Brest, that's how you pronounce it in France. And from there it all started. Like I started editing, I tried a YouTube channel. All of us also created a business and video marketing agency, and we tried so many things, like so many things, and just nothing seemed to work. Like especially for me, like we had a sales job as well. Like we had so many things in like 4 months. Tried so many things and nothing worked for some reason. So like to keep that story short as well, I moved back to Belgium after 4 months of living in France. Then when came back to Belgium, I decided to like quit the work that I was doing with them and make my own business. And it was a social media marketing agency. So that's what I started to do. Then, literally 3 weeks later, after moving back to Belgium, my girlfriend breaks up with me.
Oh,
And now I'm like losing everything at this moment. Everything is failing. My parents are dissatisfied with me because I'm not making money and I'm not studying. My girlfriend is breaking up with me. What is happening with me? I didn't know. So then that period of my like that month after the breakup in January was terrible. I became a degenerate, partying, not really working, sleeping in. So I decided, you know what? I'm just gonna take a job. Whatever job it is, I need a kind of structure in my life. So I joined a random factory job in here in close to me. I hated it because it was night shifts, but I was like, oh, I'm money night shifts, right? It ruined my whole sleep schedule. And I literally was able to do it for 2 weeks. And I was like, no, this is not gonna work.
yeah.
I have to do something else. So then I found this cleaning job, like I told you before. that I told you about before, and it was also not that far from me. And I was like, you know what? Let's do it. I'll just go there. And my intention was, this is actually disgusting. I've never told this one to anyone before, but my intention was, wait, there are probably hot girls in a hotel. Let me go to the hotel job.
Yeah, yeah.
I ended up there with only old people, of course, but whatever. Whatever. I had the job. The worst part about the job was the fact that I had to take the bus to go to my job, and almost every single morning I saw my ex-girlfriend on the same bus because
Oh
we
my
lived close
God.
to each other. And she had to go to school, I had to go to my job.
How did that make you feel, seeing her?
So the very first time I actually just ignored her
Yeah.
because I felt like we're better not we just let's just not talk. I thought that was the best thing to do. But it was probably the best thing to do. And then the second day, I just couldn't resist myself to talk to her. So I literally just went up to her, I sat next to her, and we started talking. And then, like, you're not friends, but you're also not like, it's just enough.
Yeah.
I did it a couple of times, and then I was like, the more I talked to her and the more I worked at my job, the worse I ended up feeling.
Yeah.
So then, on the 16th of March, yeah, March, I think, yes, Hamza had sent an email to his subscriber list. But this email was a little bit different than usual. This email was the email about him announcing Adonis Academy, was how it was first named. So I click on it, and as soon as I'm like every single sentence, I'm like, no way, is this true? What I'm reading? Am I dreaming? Whatever, like what is happening? I clicked, so he had like a little link of his video, like an unlisted video on his YouTube channel. Click on the link. The video was like a 30-minute video. Then the title was like, "This is my new online school" or something. Without even watching the 30-minute video, I instantly went to the description, bought Adonis Academy, and I literally for the rest of the day I was just clicking F5 on my keyboard, waiting to get accepted in the school. Literally, I was stayed up way too late for no reason because actually I got accepted like a whole day later. So I stayed up. Then when I woke up, checked I wasn't accepted. I'm like, come on, I have to get accepted as soon as I can, right?
Yeah.
Then since then, literally my life changed in the period of 20 days or something, like maximum 3 weeks. So how it started with me was so I just saw the potential it had. Like from the moment I joined and I got accepted, I saw the people, I saw the calls, I saw the courses, I saw everything, I saw the potential. So I decided to make the most out of it. So I took it very serious. I was visualizing myself getting on the number one position on the leaderboard and also talking to Hamza and becoming his friend, meeting him in real life, all of these things. And they all ended up happening actually, but so I started with going on every single call, raising my hand, talking to Hamza, then making good posts in the community so people can value from them as well.
What kind of posts?
Most of them were about like, mindsets or when I learned something new, or for example, about my favorite book, The Way of the Superior Man. Like every single day I read this book. For example, today again, I read something about in chapter 48. Your masculine gift is to know where you are, where you want to be, and what you need to do to get there. If you don't know one of these, then you need to discover it by any means necessary. So I decided to make a whole post about it because I was like, wow, this is actually very valuable, this small sentence in this whole book. And these kinds of posts I used to make, also just calling out people, drinking raw eggs, like just having fun, making friendships with people. And then I think it was 2 weeks after I joined the Adonis School, there was a new call that Hamza hosted. So I decided to join this call, like usual. And almost every single call, I raised my hand to get on the stage. But this time, when I got on the stage, I did something else. I did something different. Instead of asking a question to Hamza, I decided to give advice to someone who was just before me, and it was about limiting beliefs. Of course, with permission of Hamza. And as I'm giving him advice, what Hamza decided to do was to add this young man on the stage and leave the stage himself. So what basically ended up happening, right? Imagine this right now. I was in front of 80 people, and all of these 80 people came to see Hamza coaching someone else. And they saw me coaching another guy that they also didn't know. I was very nervous. I'm like sweating, I'm stressing, my heart is racing. But at the end of the day, it actually turned out very well because Hamza did this, like after this whole um, interaction, Hamza decided to do this more. So like a couple of days later, he did it again, where he just added me to the stage now, and he was like, "Leon, this one is outsourced to you," and then he left again. So I'm there alone teaching a guy I don't even know about his situation. I'm like, "Oh, what is happening?" And this way, my status kept increasing. I was very known, social proof. My connection with Hamza also, my relationship also like started to develop with Hamza. And then because of that whole like coaching on the calls and that whole interaction, people started reaching out to me, asking me for questions, just relating to my stories. And they decided to actually ask me for advice as well. And what I decided to do was to monetize it because Hamza told me coaching is a very good business for you, Leon. You should definitely monetize this. So after a week of giving free advice and going on calls with people, I had a call with a friend of me named Stuart. And Stuart told me that I had to monetize this as soon as I could because I had the limiting belief of, oh, Leon, you can't charge people for your time because you're just 19 and you don't know anything, blah, blah, blah. And Stuart was also a student in the school, and he was like, Leon, no, 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 you have to monetize this. So after a whole hour of just ranting to me about monetizing it, I finally monetized it, and I put it at 20 euros an hour or something. And I was like, okay, this is the end. I screwed it up because no one will actually buy from me anymore. No one will want some coaching from me because now it's paid. And literally the next day, I had my first client,
Wow.
and his name was Dan, a 37-year-old male. He booked a call with me, and I just went crazy. Like as soon as I got the notification, I went crazy, and that's where it all started for me. Since then, started scaling it up to 50 and then 100 and scaling and getting more clients and then connecting it to my YouTube channel, growing my YouTube channel as well. And then my YouTube channel literally went from I was struggling with my YouTube channel as well. Like my YouTube was stuck at 80 subscribers for literally 4 months, and I just couldn't seem to get any subscribers. I tried so many different things, but then because of the course and because of the calls with Hamza, I think it's been 4 months now since I joined the Adonis School, and my channel almost reached 700 subs. Like in 4 months, I was stuck at 80 for 4 months, and 4 months later, I'm at 700.
Amazing.
Crazy, only because of a small course and just talking to Hamza. So where was I? Okay, so yeah. So then scale it up, monetize it. And about a month, maybe 2 months later, I got a notification on my phone. But I usually don't really get any notifications on my phone because I don't have social media on my phone. I don't really have, not a lot of people have my number, but the people that do have my number, they don't really reach out to me. So I got a notification and I was confused. So I look at my screen, and this notification was from someone that I really value, someone who actually changed my life, and his name was Hamza himself. So as I see the notification, I click on the message, and he asked me to become one of the teachers in Adonis School. And I literally went nuts again. I'm losing it again. So now I'm like, wait, what is happening? So I was able to scale my business to like a 500 a month. Oh yeah, I forgot the whole thing. I quit my job actually in the first 3 weeks after joining Adonis School. And then another three or like another month later, Hamza asked me to become one of the teachers in Adonis School. I'm just going nuts. Like, this is not real. This is not happening. And yeah, now it's been 4 months and my life completely changed. I went from working as a cleaner in a hotel, being depressed over my ex, to making online income. Literally right now making almost 3K a month.
Amazing.
Even than I used to make at my hotel job. But
Yeah.
now online, working way less, but I actually love what I'm doing.
100% amazing, bro. Tell me about your coaching because you're the Find Your Purpose coach, isn't it? So Hamza specifically chose you because you must have made such an incredible impression on him when you took over the live calls, because that's exactly what you did. Hamza departed from the stage. He put you on and let you lead the live coaching call. When you do your live coaching calls, have you spoken to someone and discuss things with them where you feel like you've had a genuine impact on their life? And if so, can you think of one person? You don't have to name them because it's quite personal, but can you think of one person and how you could have genuinely impacted their life?
I think I have a couple, but today
Fantastic.
I actually got a message from someone. I won't say his name,
Yeah.
but I kind of got closer to him since he joined Adonis School, and it was about brotherhood. He felt like he was doing very good in his life, and everything was going right. I mean, he could have done better, but he was missing the brotherhood part in real life. So I gave him some advice, and we talked about purpose, brotherhood, and today he reached out to me. He made like a whole message and he sent it to me in my DMs. And as I'm reading this message, I'm like, wow, this is incredible. And he told me that his literally his life changed in a couple like just so what I told him to do is talk to a couple guys that you genuinely like, and just make a group with them and just make this actual brotherhood where you're not doing the bad habits but actually improving, fighting, talking about books, or whatever it is, talking about purpose. Make it, initiate the whole thing, do it yourself. And that's what he exactly did. And he said that it had so much impact on his life already, and he just did it. And he was so grateful that he just had the chance to ask the question to me on one of the calls.
Amazing. And you're now also part of the student success team. So it's me, you, and Arnie. Tell me about that work, just briefly, because I feel like some people watching, they may not know just how incredibly impacting that work is to new people that join the school.
So let's say you join a normal job in real life. How many times do you actually get someone to listen to you, guide you, show how you can get the most out of your job? If you have any questions, you can reach out to them and just guiding you in the beginning of your journey. Like most of the times when you join one of these like normal jobs, you just get dropped somewhere and it's like, yeah, figure it out. And that's how exactly how I felt when I worked as a cleaner as well. But then what I saw is that now in Adonis School, because we have a lot of members, a lot of students, a lot of teachers, a lot of courses, call recordings, whatever it is, we have a lot of content, but also people in there. And if you just join and you just started out your journey, this is probably overwhelming to see all of the things that you can like learn from and get value from. So what we do is we're literally your big brother. We hop on a call with you, we show you around, we show you exactly how you can get the most out of your school. We listen to your journey, we listen to your problems, and we just help you out. And we're literally your big brother in Adonis School. So I have a lot of people that I had a call with in the beginning when they joined. Until this day, they still reach out to me if they have any questions, and I reply to them in the same day because I love talking to these guys. I make
Yeah.
Loom videos for them, showcasing stuff, or making posts and asking, like tagging them and just interacting with them. I think this is very valuable, especially when you just started out your journey and you don't really have a lot of experience in the community and stuff, or maybe this is your first community you've ever joined. It's probably a little bit overwhelming, especially the amount of people and the amount of content there is. So I think these calls have a very big impact, and our job has a very big impact on these guys who just joined.
Yeah, 100%. I think anyone who isn't a member of the school, they seriously underestimate just how much content is in the school, because you don't just have the community, which is essentially a brotherhood like you described. It is brothers that genuinely care and want success for each other. But you also have expert coaches like yourself, you Find Your Purpose. There's like 5 others, including Hamza. There's all the classrooms with the recordings, Q&As, and obviously the courses, which are specially developed by Hamza, and he's actually making more. So I think the work that you guys do, you and Arnie, is unbelievably beneficial for new people, because when they join, you have someone like you described, like a big brother, trying to understand your story and then showing you how the school can help you reach your goals, which really it's like the trickle of a stone that leads to an avalanche of their development. It's like that little push. So fantastic work there, Leon. I have one more question for you because you mentioned your family at the start. I know you have a sister and now you're able to support her as well, which was really important for you, wasn't it? So how does your family feel about the work you do, especially your parents and your sister?
Very good question, Dan. So it actually it has changed like crazy. I remember just about like when I finished school, I told my parents, "Yeah, I'm gonna become a businessman. I'm gonna make a lot of money, entrepreneur, blah blah blah." And they were just like they couldn't take me serious. And at that time, they were very like packed with stress, work. They're all like both self-employed, so like whatever, like a lot of stuff happening. But they actually want to move back to Bulgaria, but it's impossible because of financial reasons. And I'm not making money. My sister is studying; she's also not really making money, and we are not really helping. But we're like 18 plus. Like, what are we doing? And there's like a lot of stress in the family, a lot of like bad energy
Yeah,
stored in the house. That's how it felt. And now it's actually crazy because my parents decided to move back to to Bulgaria 2 weeks ago. So
wow.
they're finally back in Bulgaria, relieved all of the stress, and my dad finally gave me the responsibilities to me. And now I am the one providing. I'm providing for the house, for the food, and making sure everything is going right so they can finally enjoy their lives. And this is because they respect me. Since I joined the Adonis School, I've had the guidance to understand what to do, where to go, and where I am, and all of these things, which I didn't really know before I joined the Adonis School. And because I took the action, because I mean, it's not that I joined the Adonis School, my life changed. I really had to put in like the work and the energy to make it
100%.
happen. And because I took the action, I started respecting myself as well. My parents gained a lot of respect for me, and now they finally gave me the responsibilities. And the connection I have with my parents, like the relationship is 20 times better now. Because usually when I told them, hey, I want to do this, my dad starts like criticizing me, and my mother is scared, blah, blah, blah. And like, no, you're taking too many risks. Like when I told them I'm going to go to France, no, you're crazy, blah, blah. Now when I tell them, okay, this is my plan, I'm going to do this, 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 they're like, okay, how can we help you? And
Yeah,
that's amazing. I've never had like usually it felt like it's me against my parents and I have
yeah,
to prove them wrong. But now it's me with my parents and they're helping me. And it's just amazing. Like for example, like because my parents are in Bulgaria right now, it's like over 2,500 kilometers
wow.
away from here. So I don't really get to see them, but we call every single day. So I call
Yeah,
my mom, like especially my mom. I call her just 5, 10 minutes, talk with her, give her like quick update, so she feels like okay, and she's happy to see me. And I just see her smile on her face. I'm like, wow,
yeah,
like this has never been this way before.
yeah. That's so wholesome, bro. I'm so proud of you. I genuinely am. Because of all the achievements that you've just talked me through, this is the most meaningful one. There is no greater pride and joy in a man than providing for his family. And the fact that you're doing it at 19 years of age is insane. And like you said, it isn't because of luck. It isn't because somebody handed you the opportunity. It's because you had the courage, you had the drive, you had the dominance to take charge of your life and get things done. Even just like putting your hand up in Hamza's call and asking to give some advice to that other guy. That again was that small stone that led to an avalanche in your self improvement. So that is absolutely incredible. I think your story is one of the most impactful and most meaningful that I have ever heard. And I genuinely mean that. I've heard so many people when I'm talking to them, even outside of the school. But your story really resonates with me and Hamza. And I won't go into detail why. You know about Hamza's past and whatnot. And that's why and how important it is for us to have that vision and goal that mediocrity isn't enough. You want greatness. And like I said, I'm so proud of you. So I just want to say a big thank you from me because You're one of the hardest working people out there, along with Arnie, and I'm so proud to have you in the school, bro. I think you are one of the champions of Adonis School. So, on behalf of me and everyone in the school, thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Dan. I really,
Fantastic.
really appreciate it, and it means a lot. Like it means a lot to me, especially hearing this from you.
100%,
Genuinely.
bro. 100%.